Good afternoon, everybody. Actually, sorry, I should say morning, everyone. My name is Jan, also known as AVI Designs. Welcome to all new viewers, and thank you for coming back, returning viewers. I know it's been a long time since I've podcasted. I really can't remember the last time I podcasted. This summer has just been crazy. So if you are a returning viewer, thank you for sticking with me. But I'll go into kind of what's been going on, where I've been. And so I hope everybody is doing well. I hope your summer is going well. And let's see, today is the 4th of August. I had to look. 4th of August. Right now it's 10:30 in the morning. And it's about 71 degrees here. I think it's supposed to get pretty warm today. It's actually kind of been on and off warm. We've had a couple really warm stretches there for a while. But yeah, so thank you again for coming back. I really appreciate it, and welcome anybody who's new. So, what's been going on? Like I said, it's been a crazy summer. It's one of those I kept saying, I'm going to podcast, and just crazy. Okay, so what's been going on? The company I work for has sent me to training. It was kind of should go to training, like, now. So they sent me to Chicago. I was there for a week, which was just before I got back July 3rd. I have to think about that. July 3rd. From that, the week prior, was helping my cousin prep for her wedding. Then I was gone for the week in Chicago. Then I came back and had to do on-site training for a week. Then I had before my cousin's wedding, I'm going backwards. I had my niece's graduation ceremony, then her graduation party, and now I'm planning my son's 2nd birthday. Oh, and then I celebrated my husband and I went for a week with my son on vacation, where we went up to northern western, along Lake Michigan. And we went to Grand Haven for our back in June, we celebrated our 10-year wedding anniversary. So because of everything going on, we waited till the end of July to go on a little vacation for our anniversary. And that was for our 10-year anniversary. And also my birthday. So we kind of threw that all into 1 week. Then at the end of that week, we drove further up north and did a family reunion for my husband's side. And yeah, so it's just been crazy. So yeah, it's really been since April. As I told some of you, I had a little bit of an accident and was off for a while because I was in no shape whatsoever to look halfway decent for a podcast. So after I recovered from that, just after that, everything was boom, and just really busy. So I apologize for not podcasting. I think I might have one time. But yeah, and I was so busy, I didn't have a whole lot as far as knitting. I'm kind of making up for that now. It's like I'm adding more things that I want to knit. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. And I'll go into, that's also, I got my shop up and going. It was kind of getting things going with that. And then all of a sudden, just so much was going on, I haven't had time to even update my shop, which really kind of disappointed me because it's like I was really getting back into the swing of getting my shop going. But now that things are settling down, especially after my son's birthday party, which is coming up here, I'm hoping to finally get that on a continuous basis. Yeah, just crazy, crazy. Okay, so what's in my mug? This is my mug. Now, this is a coffee from a coffee shop that I like going to. It's only a Michigan franchise, so I think they're only in Michigan. I don't think they've expanded anywhere else. But this is one of my favorite mugs, and I am drinking coffee. It's gotten a little cold right now, but it's still good. I still need it. So that is what's in my mug. Though I do have, I'll go into my space. This is my office. This is actually, I share it with my husband. I've actually redone it for like the third time. And I don't utilize the normal office furniture because I always have a vision in my head of what I need, how I need it, and there's usually not something out there that covers all those bases. It's usually in here, but nobody else has them, type of thing. It's because I guess I kind of consider, you're kind of in a unique situation, sort of. I work from home for a company, so I need the office space desk, desk and stuff. But I also want it for my workstation for my shop, and I also want it for a workstation to do my podcast, to knit, to work. Actually, I started spinning. I think I might have mentioned that last time. I'll show you some of that stuff later. But to do my spinning, to I have it's covered with a blanket because my son was playing hide under the blanket yesterday. But I have my comfortable chair that I sit on to knit, and I have a place where I can listen to my podcast, and I can knit when I want to relax to kind of have my space. But I also, over here is an old desk that my dad had built when I was little. It's quite a substantial desk, but he made it for me when I was younger. I think he made it for me when I was in elementary school, but it's a full size with unit desk. He made it on purpose to pass down. So we have that over here, and that mostly my husband uses because he doesn't need it on a regular basis. He just needs it for certain things that he's doing. So I have that over there. So we needed to, this is one of the bigger rooms in our house. And once I had my son, my craft room was his room. So I had to move everything out of there. I tried using the downstairs. It's very dark. There's not a whole lot of natural light because we have those very small windows down there. It's a semi-finished basement, so I always wanted to use that space. It just, I love my natural light. Right now, and you can probably tell, I actually have the drapes semi-pulled, but there was a window right in front of me. Because I love, while I'm working, I can look out. And I can see the trees. I can have my window open, which I don't know if you can hear that, but there's somebody working on something out there, like way down, so it's pretty quiet. You might not be able to even hear it. But yeah, so that's why I ended up back up here. Like I said, I have a long desk here. Can't show you. But it's a really long unit. That actually, from IKEA, it's actually a door. It's got a nice little bevel. It's nice and smooth. I think it's very pretty. I like it for a desk. What I ended up doing is I have, and you can kind of see them back here, they're these square units. I have a lot of these. So I used 4 of them. One on one side, one on the other. Those are my legs. But then I can reach things that I need underneath it. Yeah, so that's kind of my surface, and then my computer, and then I have 2 screens that I run for my other job. And I have multiple electronic stuff that I have to have at hand. So this kind of gives me that space. And then I have my cart. I have a cart here on the side that I use for my sewing for my shop. But like I said, I don't always use, as I said, I'm using a door from IKEA for a tabletop. I got it in their clearance section. And that's kind of how I am. I find things that work for me, but not a lot of people think necessarily not necessarily think of that of, oh yeah, that makes sense, that would work for this. Yeah, so that's my office that I've rearranged for like the 4th time in here. Like I said, it's just more of a trying to find a way that my husband and I can share the space, and I can still have what I need. I'm very big on I have to have it here. It takes a lot for me to say, okay, you know what, it can go down into the basement in the stuff that I have down there. I don't need it this second. Because I'm big, I have to have it like around me. But yeah, so so that's a little bit about my office. So you can see my towers. Yes, there's a coffee pot sitting there. Actually, I also use it to warm up water for tea. And yeah, that's my office. So I guess we'll get right into the knitting. I have a lot of works in progress. Yeah, a lot of works in progress. So, and a little bit on my things I've come up with, I guess is the way to put it. So, what's the first one I want to show? Let's do this one. This is in my, I don't have project bags in the sense of like a lot of people, sorry, I should probably sit over here. The project bags like a lot of other podcasters and other crafters have. As far as handmade project bags, I am a big bag person. I have a lot of bags. So I haven't purchased project specific bags per se. Though I love a lot of them, but I'm really just trying to use what I have without buying another one. So my project bags are a little different. Just like me, a little different. So this is my project bag for the Yowza Weigh It shawl by Susan B. Anderson. You can kind of see I love the design on here. It's Kincaid. Thomas Kincaid. Oh, sorry, I had to look. My mother-in-law is here watching my son. That's why I'm podcasting. She must have taken him for a walk in his wagon. I just heard him coming up the driveway. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that's my Kincaid bag. I am loving working on this. I am using a rainbow blouse by Sensations. A huge ball, and I don't know if you can see the variation. You know, there's the lighter, there's darker. You can kind of see it. But yeah, it's a rainbow blouse. I've had this for a while. I actually got this from my mom. But I love the color. She loved the color, but it was one of those, we like it. What are we going to do with it? So I keep staring at it, and I've tried working with it with just a couple different patterns, and it's like, no, it doesn't work for that. No, it doesn't work for that either. So I finally, I was talking to her, and she's like, it would make a really good shawl. Or, something, because it's pretty fine. You can kind of see. It's pretty fine. It's got those little loops, but they're not anything that really bothers me. And somehow I got thread mixed in. I told you I've had this for a while. Anyway, I'll have to get that off later. I don't know how that thread got in there. Oh, you know what? I think there's some string or thread in the bottom. I think I was just unwinding it. Anyway, sorry. I'm rambling. So this is the, like I said, the Susan B. Anderson Yowza Weigh-It Shawl. I'm using the Rainbow Blouse by Sensations. It's 11 ounces, 312 grams, 855 yards. It's 88% acrylic, 12% nylon, and I'm using size US 9 needles, Knit Picks, interchangeables needles, and I'm loving this pattern. I am. It's really nice. I sit there and I work on it, and you know, it's easy, especially with my, you know, with my son around, being able to, you know, watch him, and you know, if he's just kind of relaxing, because he does like to just kind of look at his books. So if he's just kind of sitting there relaxing, I'll pull this out while I'm sitting there with him. Yeah, and I'm really liking just the, oh, I forgot to, I'll show you that later. I did pick up a scale. I just really decided I needed it. For one, I needed it for this pattern. Two, it just comes in handy, and so I like it. I actually got the scale from the idea from let's say her name's Karen. Oh, so bad because I listen to her podcast all the time, and she has twins that are like the same age as my son. I want to say her name's Karen, but I'm trying to remember the name of her podcast. That's really bad. I'm so sorry. I can't remember her name. I'll have to look it up and make sure she's tagged in here. But anyway, I think she said her husband picked her up a scale from Target for doing, because she does a lot of the Weigh-It shawls, or seems to have. Anyway, and I'm like, oh, that one looks really nice. I would really like that one. So I actually picked up the same one, or I think it's the same one. Let me grab it here. It's just under my other screen. My other screen's on a stand. So that's the scale. What's the, sorry, Taylor scale. You can see the reflection of the picture of my son in the scale. Sorry. I know, the things that amuse me. Anyway, so that's the scale I'm using, and I'm really liking it. It's a real easy, easy pattern, just nice knit. So I'm liking it. Yeah. So I'm working on that one, and see, now I'm gonna have to. I don't like stopping in the middle, so I'm gonna finish this little row, and then I'll move on, because the next one I'm working on is right here next to me. And this one I'm not necessarily keeping in a bag. It was something I purchased a long time ago, and I was actually going to get rid of it, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to use it for this. So, you know what, okay, I'm not going to finish this, because I feel bad if I'm sitting here and knitting it. Okay, I'll put that back in here. Okay, so that's that one. Other one I'm working on is the Pearl Bee Silk and Straw Summer Sweater. I'm using angel hair blouse. I'm calling it blouse. I just realized I don't think that spells blouse, but anyway. See, I can't really take it out, but you can see it doesn't spell blouse. I don't know why I keep calling it blouse. I've been calling it blouse for a while, and it's not. Let me show you the color, if you can kind of see. It's a real sea foamy green fuzzy yarn. The pattern, and I'll show you my little, this is my new little pattern keeper. You see it? I went to a real resale shop, and I'll show you what else I did. But this is, I don't even know really what this was for. It's this little clear bag. It has these little pouches in them with little pockets in here and pocket in here, and there's 2 of these. I actually kind of use them as dividers. This one I put, what do I have in here? I have one of those, and then I have one of those in there. But yeah, they fit good. Like I said, I'm not even sure really what it was prior to, but it works good for this. And I just keep my patterns kind of divided in it, and I always just keep this with me, and off I go with my patterns. Instead of trying to worry about where I put my patterns, what book did I put it in. Anyway, so this, back to what I was talking about. Sorry, I went off track on there. This is, it's a free pattern. It's the Pearl Bee by Pearl Soho. Silken Straw Summer Sweater. And that's it there. I know I print in black and white, but that's it. It's real lightweight. I just wanted something, so you can see here. And they have a real thin, lightweight summer shirt. I more wanted it for the stitch count design, I guess, the ease of it. More because I just want to make a top, but I didn't want a real intricate top, if that makes any sense. I just wanted a straight, easygoing top to work on. And I did want something for summer, but this is going to be more like fall. I haven't gotten that far on it, you can kind of see. So I got this little pouch. It has a zipper here. There. Get my needles out. I'm just using, I don't even know what these are. These are a pair of needles I had just picked up. Just circulars. I'm not even sure what brand they are. But there you can kind of see. I haven't gotten that far on it. It's just straight knit. There's no designs. There's no, not this far. But yeah, so I'm using, because this is 3.5 ounces. I think I have 4 or 5. 100 grams, 126 yards. And this is wool, acrylic, nylon, polyester. Yeah, so I'm working on that. Again, I picked this up. My mom had it. She had bought it for something and then ended up not making it and said, you know what, take it. If you have something you're going to use it for, take it. And I loved it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to find something. I am going to find something to make with it because I like it. So, yeah, so that's that. Let's see. Like I said, it's just a clear, it's got a hole in the top for your yarn to come through. I have two balls in here, and I have 2 more in a bin that I keep. So yeah, so that's that one. Oh, size 4 needles is what I use. I don't know the brand. It was just a random set that I had. Next is, and you've seen this one. I finished one, not that one. But I started another because I really want to start another, so I'll show you both. This, starting on, I'm actually at the heel on this one. This is the CC Vanilla Cappuccino Sock. I'm using the Premier Yarns Wool Free Sock Stripes. I don't remember the colorway of this one, but I already have one done. That one is, I don't know. Sorry. The other one, I took it traveling with me, and I found it the other day and went, oh, what's it doing in there? So I took it out, and these are, I think these are the highs. These are 3s, because I do knit pretty tight. So there's my yarn that I'm using. I do not make very tall socks. I just don't like using tall socks. Or wearing real tall socks. So. Okay. Sorry, that was my mother-in-law. She was, My son, when they went for their walk, tossed out his favorite baseball cap somewhere along their walk. So my son is down for his nap, so she's gonna go look for it. Hope she finds it. It's his favorite hat. He loves wearing his hat, his baseball cap. But when it gets too warm, he takes it off. So anyway, this is the little bag that I'm doing my socks in. See, it's got the purple in it. Again, I found these, and I'll show you the other ones I got. I found these at the resale shop. They're like little makeup bags. They're perfect for my socks. See, they fit perfectly in there. My needles and all. And they're simple. Throw them in my purse, in my bag. This is Clinique. It was like a Clinique makeup bag. So, yeah. I got that one. Now, I'm doing the same pattern. The CC's Vanilla Cappuccino socks. But I'm doing also the wool-free stripes. I saw this at the beginning of summer. This color. If you can see it. Oh, isn't that color gorgeous? I just love that color. It's so summery. It's kind of hard to... Well, maybe you can see the colors. But I'm working on the same socks. CC's Vanilla Cappuccinos. But see, that's how it's turning out. I just think that's great. And I've gotten quite a way. Same thing. I'm at the heel. And then there's the little bag. And see, it's like the same colors. Isn't it perfect? And I don't even know. Oh, it's another Clinique bag. I didn't know that. But, yeah, so this is the Premier Yarns Wool-Free Sock Stripes. It is 235 yards. I picked up 2 balls. The purple one, I still can't find the other ball. I found the label, so I know I have another ball somewhere, but luckily I don't make my socks that tall, so I haven't nearly used one ball for my socks. And I'm using my Hiya Hiya. These aren't interchangeables. They're just the Hiya Hiya's wood 3. They're 3s. That's usually what I use for my socks, just because I do knit tight. I want to finish these. I've just been really sidetracked by my Susan B. Anderson shawls lately. Well, I'll talk about that later. I'm trying not to get sidetracked. Okay. Next one. See? Another makeup bag. And they had a ton of these over at that resale shop. And I just think they're so cute. Got the flowers, which is me. I like my purples. I like flowers, but I don't like... I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word right now. I'll come up with it. So this one is a yarn I found at Hobby Lobby. And it just really caught my attention. I'm going, I think I might like this. And these might be Christmas gifts too. They're easy. But there's and I've never seen this before. So it's Red Heart. It's called Scrubby. And it has a pattern on here, which I'm not following. But this is the yarn. Can you see it? It's literally like scrub brush that you use on pots and pans. It smells really good. It smells like, I don't know if it's because of this bag. Sorry. It smells like suntan lotion. Perfect for this time of year. But, so anyway, this is Royal. Again, I'm just knitting in a square. That's all I'm doing. Just straight knitting. I haven't gotten that far. Obviously, I just started it. You can kind of see all the little scrubbies. It's gonna adjust. Okay. And the needles I'm using are a pair that are nothing special. The cord's kind of stiff. The reason I did that, it's like, you know what, I don't want to use one of my nice pair of needles, because it is really scratchy. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like to make scrubbies for your pots. And it's like, I don't want something, my nice, more expensive pair of needles to use. I don't want to use that because I don't want to mess them up. I don't know if it would scratch them, you know. So, and this pair, I guess it's just a random, you know, plain cord. I think there might be like void, something like that. I a while back, as at a garage sale, and they had this, literally a box of needles. Some of them were very nice. Some of them not so much. So what I did is they sold me the whole box for like $1. So I bought the whole box, and that's one of those. Is it just a random needle? But anyway, so I'm gonna make some of these. See how they work. Maybe, like I said, maybe it'll be something in Christmas gifts. I think this year I really want to do made Christmas gifts for people, just because, I mean, honestly, there's not a lot that anybody needs. You know, my family's kind of gotten to a point where we need it. If we really need it, we get it. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna make stuff for people, and that's where I'm gonna kind of do with that. But yeah, so that's that scrubby. So that might be my gift basket this year for people. And this, I should show you. It's a Mary Kay bag. I just think it was so cute. These were all 50 cents, 99. I think they were 50 cents. They were 99 cents and like half off at the resale. Yeah, so next one, and this has been, this sweater is going to be the death of me. It really is. I have been, and I've said it in the past podcast, I found this pattern, and it is so, the style, look, everything about the sweater is me. It's just, it's me. I fought with it. I had some yarn, tried it with that 3 times maybe. And like I said, it's going to be the death of me, because I kept trying, and it wasn't working. So, I'll tell you which one it is. And you've heard me say it before, and I'm determined, because I've looked for other patterns, because I think a lot of it's the pattern, because I've actually looked up and people have said the same thing, that this pattern is just really difficult. Some stuff doesn't make sense. Yeah. But other people have done it. So obviously they've worked around these issues. So I'm determined to work around the issues and make this sweater. This is the Sharia Moore by Ashley Adams Muncraft. I've gotten new yarn, because I just love the yarn too. So between the yarn and the style of this top, I'm determined I'm going to finish it. So this is the pattern. It is a free pattern. That is just such my style. I love it. I love it. I love the shaping here, the drape here. It's got a little bit of a fuller sleeve here, but no big bell, as I call it. But I picked up new yarn. And this is the yarn I picked up. Just love the colors. Love the colors. It is Chateau. Is Aurora Borealis. Chateau by Yarn Bee. Chateau is the color, but that is the yarn I picked up. I'm using size 13 needles, which is what it asked for, and this is in this bag. Same thing. I just picked it up, loved it, I think it's a makeup bag. It's got the little clear zipper pouches in the middle, but then it has this pocket here. Then I have scissors, and I have my measure, and I have Bluetooth. Okay, that doesn't belong in there right now. Probably needs to be charged. And then this is something I picked up over at the, it was in that box from the garage sale with some needles. I think I added like 1 or 2 of mine, but most of them were already in there. And it has this little, vintagey looking bag. So I keep that in there. But, yeah, so that's the yarn. I haven't gotten that far. Actually, I shouldn't say that today. Oh, nope, I took it out. I thought I had started it again. I think I did, and I think I took it apart again. But these are, I'm using my size 13s. They're really, and that's what I'd asked for. Size 13 circulars. And it's just certain parts of that pattern. And I like the style, and that's why I'm determined to work on it. It's just getting frustrating. This is like my 5th time, but now I have new yarn. So maybe that'll help. I don't. I don't want to be negative. I'm not going to be negative. No, I'm not going to be negative. I'm going to say, nope, this is going to be it. This is going to be the yarn. This is going to be the time I'm finishing it. I know. I still have a sweater that I did for a Pen, Hook, and Needles. Princess and Gypsy Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast did a sweater along a while ago, and I participated. I almost had it finished. Messed up the collar edging, that you had to do at the bottom, across the top, and around the collar. I messed it up. I got so mad I haven't touched it since. I want to finish that too, because there's literally not that much left. I just got to take that out and redo it. I know there's the extremely stretchy bind off. I'm going to do that one, because that was the problem, is it just pulled. There wasn't enough stretch. So I'm determined to do that one. Okay, so kind of went off on a side note there, but that's the other project I'm working on. And the other thing I did, and this is actually, this is a bracelet, I guess. You're supposed to do that for a bracelet and put little charms on it. But I actually made myself, let me turn them that way, little project keepers and stitch markers. Project markers. This is, you can kind of see them. There's a little bug, bee, maybe. There's some flowers. There's another rose. I'm very much into the almost Victorian look. There's a rose. There's the cameo. There's a key. And then there's an N and a Y and a P for knit, yarn over, and purl. I've used a couple different little clips to see which ones I like. If you can kind of see, those ones have a little bit of a twist to them. And then I have other ones that are straight, and then I have the ones with the other clip right there. And then I keep them on here. I've never made them before, but I thought, I'm going to make me some. And I actually had this one on my finished project that I'll show you here in a minute. It was just kind of neat. Something, I see everybody else with these cute little charms, and I'm like, I'll make me some. Why not? And so I'm going to show you my finished object. I'm so excited about it. If anybody follows me on Instagram, you've seen it already. But I'm just very excited about it. So this was a Susan B. Anderson 50-row shawlette. And it is fully blocked now. And there it is. It turned out so pretty. I love this pattern. I'm sorry, I'm whispering. This turned out so pretty. I love this pattern. And I'll put it down. And what made me really want to make this, just other, then it's really pretty. It just doesn't go with the shirt, but you can kind of see. And kind of see the back. Like that. But, yeah, so that's my shawlette. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But when we were on our trip with my son for our anniversary, we were in Grand Haven. Oh, Grand Haven, Michigan. Sorry, I gotta get a drink. We were in Grand Haven, Michigan, and when we first got there, we left pretty early, and it's only about a 2.5 hour drive from my house. So we got there, and we're like, okay, my son really needs, we couldn't check into our hotel yet. So we're like, my son needs to stretch his legs. Let's go walk around Grand Haven, because we were just outside Grand Haven is where we stayed. So we did. We walked around, and I put sunscreen on my son. Didn't put any on me. I had a tank top shirt on. Went and walked. I got sunburnt. Not horribly, but enough it was pinchy. So the day we were leaving, because obviously the next day I put sunscreen on and wore short sleeves and made sure I was protected. The next day we were driving home. So I'm like, I'm going to be in the car. I'm not putting a bunch of sunscreen on. I'm driving home. I'm going to be in the car. So I didn't. But we one day let my son stretch his legs, run around. They had this little courtyard at our hotel. So as we were walking around, my son has his favorite blanket. And he was running around, so I'm holding his blanket. And I'm like, well, I didn't put any sunscreen on. Again, I had a tank top on. So I draped... It's got to be a mommy thing. I draped his blanket over my shoulders, and I was walking, because I actually folded it in like a triangle, and I had it draped on my shoulders. And I'm walking around. It was getting really warm, because it's a fairly thick blanket. So I kept saying, I need something for this reason. But I need it thin enough that I'm not going to be going, okay, you got to take this something off. It's getting too hot. So I told my husband, I said, I'm making me a shawl. So on the way home, I was playing on my phone and was on Ravelry, and I was looking up all these patterns for shawls, and I came across the Susan B. Anderson 50-row shawlette, and that's where I came. And I love it. It was so fun to do. So fun. I absolutely loved it. And it took me 3 days to do it. But it was one of those, I didn't want to put it down. I was having fun. I was really enjoying it. I didn't want to put it down. It was like a favorite book or movie. You just, don't want to stop it until it's done. So that kind of took me from my other projects. But I'm so glad it's done. I mean, I love this. I love it. With that, my socks didn't get done. I worked on those on the way up north. Worked this on the way to our other destination. Like I said, it took me 3 days to finish it. But love it. Love it, love it. Now, I started her other pattern. And I've kind of done the same thing, where I just keep going and going and going and going. It's like, no, I need to finish my socks. I really need to finish my socks. And I haven't done it. And they're so close. I could finish them up, no time flat, but I think I'm going to put those up there. Sorry, I have a little rod up here, just up above here. It's got some shells, and there's this little peg, and I'm like, oh, that works really good for my stitch markers, so I don't lose them. What else? Oh, this was another one. This bag I've had. I actually bought this at a little shop in a town by me, and I came across it again. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Same thing, really cute bag, and I actually keep a lot of my supplies in there. These little tins have measure tapes. But there's a bunch of other little supplies in there. Scissors, stitch markers, crochet hooks. The label for the one sweater I'm working on. But, yeah, so that's that's that. I'm trying to think what else. Been really trying to catch up on my podcasts. It really kind of set me back with all this, training and being away and everything else. My training when I was in Chicago was pretty intense. So I took knitting with me. Didn't even touch it. I did not have time. So I've been catching up with my podcasts. The ones that I listen to a lot of them now. Pen, Hook, and Needles. Still love their podcast. They're doing a knit along for cardiac knit along. That's a great podcast. They do a lot of really great things, and I love listening to them. The other one I listen to is Yarngasm. Love her podcast. Just the projects she has, and just they're really beautiful. And then seeing her yarn for her shop is gorgeous. I'm determined one day I'm going to get some yarn from her. Though I've heard they disappear quite quick. I don't know, Cozy Crafting. I love listening to Cozy Crafting. She's just very calming. She has a very calming, relaxed voice. I also like, obviously I listen to podcasts with people who don't have kids, but she also has one that's a little one, that's close to the same age as my son. So I like to hear her stories about what her little one's doing. A Homespun House. Love that one. She, same thing, just very calming. I think just my work days are kind of crazy sometimes. And I like that, just calm, what they're doing. They're enjoying it, but it's just that, almost that tone in their voice is just so easygoing, calming, relaxed tone. Heart of Wool is another one I'm listening to, just in case you're wondering why I keep looking at my notes. I actually made notes. Woohoo! Heart of Wool, Bookish Stitcher. I've listened to her. And Knitting and Stitches. I've listened to that one. So those are the ones. There's so many more that I listen to. Around the Twist. See, I know I think of it. Around the Twist, which is Karen. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Karen's Around the Twist. She's the one that has the twins. So I've been listening to that one. She keeps making me want to, really have this want to do cross stitch again. I haven't done cross stitch in so long. I even have behind me, a whole thing of thread. I just don't do it. But, yeah. So those are the podcasts I listen to. So take a look at those. I'll have them on the Ravelry site. Take a look at them. They're great podcasts. Really inspiring. Love it. Love it. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think that kind of covers, I think I've been talking for like an hour total. But I think that kind of covers everything. I mean, yesterday I didn't, not too much, I shouldn't say no knitting, not too much knitting yesterday, just for the simple fact my cousin asked me something about our family tree, and I really worked on the family tree up until literally I had my son. I'm on the Ancestry.com site, and I literally told him I'm not going to have any time to sit and do the research like I used to. I don't want to be paying for a subscription that I'm not going to be doing it. And I was right. I have not touched it since the day my son was born. I haven't touched it. But then my cousin asked me a question, and I said, okay, I'll look it up for you. I got back into looking. I've got one thing and then another thing and then another thing, and started doing my family tree. And it's gotten me hooked again. So it's like, I wish I could do the family tree and knit. But I need my hands to use to type, so I can't knit. Too many things running in here. Plus, I, got to get my son's birthday stuff done. prepared, ready. So I'm going to make him a banner. His theme is Mickey Mouse. He's big into Mickey Mouse right now. So I need to make him his banner. Too much going on in here. Too much. Anyway, so I think that's it. I think I've kind of covered everything. Again, thank you for being patient with me. I'm hoping now that this is kind of winding down, different things are, everybody's kind of getting back into getting prepared for going back to school. I mean, I obviously my little one's not going to school yet, but families, activities, and everything's kind of winding down because we're going into the fall. So everything's starting to wind down a bit. I can start ramping back up. I do have, and I'm looking at my shelf. I do have projects for my shop. I cut everything out. I haven't had the chance to sit down and just sew. So I do have those. I'm hoping to have those up soon, up on my site. I'm hoping this week. Just gotta get a lot of my son, unless I decide to do it today. But my son has to go get some blood work done. He's fine. He's got an allergy, and they're just checking levels and seeing if he's actually growing out of his allergy, which I'm hoping. So he just needs to get some blood work, and then next week he's got an allergy appointment, and then he's got his doctor's appointment, and then so the next couple of weeks are going to be kind of crazy. A lot of appointments, a lot of things going on. So we'll see, but I'm crossing my fingers that now that I've kind of organized this, that I can get back into my sewing, because I have the space set aside. The way I've set my table out, I have space to do my my sewing machine and my other stuff. Yeah, and then I've actually, one of these, you can kind of see that's a little cart of my son's, but then this drawer at the bottom here, you can see some cars right there. That's his. And that has his coloring books and cars. And so when I'm in here, and I don't have my mother-in-law here watching him, he comes in here with me, and he kind of plays and runs in and out. Well, I can still do some things. I can't do too much when he's up, but I can do quite a bit. Yeah. So, okay. I think I've rambled enough. Kind of give you sort of a shop update. We'll see how this week goes. Yeah. So, I hope everybody has a great week. Hope you're having a great summer. And I will talk to you again soon. Soon. Yeah. No, I will talk to you again soon, and have a great week, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.